When I was in middle school, I became pretty convicted that God wanted me to work in the church. And then when I was in college, I started working at a church in Flagstaff. And while I was there and met my husband, Brandon, we both felt very called to pursue further education so that we could be better prepared for doing ministry together. And at that point, knew that we wanted to be in a church setting.
I was called into ministry when I was about 20 years old. It was through my work as a youth pastor on a voluntary basis that I started to get the sense that that could be something long-term for me.
As I started my process in pursuing ordained ministry, I felt pretty convicted and pretty called that God wanted me to work within a church setting, but I didn't know what that looked like initially, and was committed to just taking it one day or one step at a time and seeing how God would reveal the next steps as we went.
I did struggle a little in determining that I was called to work in a church. I felt like I was going to go into teaching, and that was really what I was going to do.
The preparation for ministry process and the part of the process that the committee plays is that we enter into a covenant relationship with the individual who is pursuing ministry. And what that means is that we make promises to each other that we are going to walk this road together and kind of participate in the journey together.
I did have some fears and some pretty deep reservations about getting involved in working for a church. I was concerned that on the one hand, I didn't want to work for money in the church, that something felt strange about that, and on the other hand, would church leadership be something that would provide for a sustainable future for my own family?
That's not the case for everybody. The preparation for ministry committee helps and walks along the process with candidates who are interested in pursuing ministry. And as we go about doing that, we help them overcome whatever obstacles may get in their way.
I feel very energized by just working with people and feeling God's presence and call on people who are involved together in a community that tries to love each other.
In our denomination, we believe and proclaim that every person who is sitting in the congregation is called into ministry. And so we each have our own ministry and have to find our place within that.
But I found in this presbytery a great deal of support and encouragement. It's tricky work and it's always changing. And the church these days has to be more willing to evolve than it has been in the past.